Hey, Zach here from Frontenac Outfitters Canoe and Kayak Center. Today we're going to have a look at installing some Yak Attack mounting hardware. This is the Mighty Mount 2, so this is the little small version. I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how to install these, some things to look out for. So let's go have a look. All right, so we've kind of got this pre-started here. I was mounting this one up for a particular application, but I thought, hey, you know what? Let's get this on film so we can kind of show you. So for this particular install here, we're going to need a couple different tools. A drill with 7/64 inch drill bit. I'm using a number 3 Phillips screwdriver. I've also got an adjustable wrench. I prefer to use a box wrench, especially for these hard to reach places, but I couldn't find it. 7/16 is what you need, or one of these small 6-inch adjustables work great. So this is the Mighty Mount 2. This is kind of the smallest one. There is a version, the kind of a heavier duty one that comes with a backing plate. The plastic on this one's pretty thick, so I think this one here is going to be just fine for our application. I'm going to be using this one here for the boomstick. We're going to go shoot some video of this particular kayak, and I wanted a camera angle from the back. So this is what it's going to do. There's no gear track on the back of this kayak, so I'm going to add this little plate here. I could put one on either side, so I could still use the boomstick, or I could also put on a visi pole so that we can have, you know, a couple of applications here so that we can have some visibility, also get some camera angles if you want one or the other. Fire away. That's the beauty of fishing kayaks, is the possibilities are pretty much endless as to how you want to rig them up. So upon opening up your package here, there are some decent instructions on the inside. Now, one thing to consider with this particular mounting plate is the screws it comes with have a nut and a bolt. So you're going to need to have access in order to tighten that down properly. If you're clever, I'm sure you can figure out a way to get in there with a kind of a self-tapping or self-adhering screw or some pop rivets or something that would work. In this instance, we are going to use the hardware that came with it. On the back of this kayak, there is a access hole or an access port, so I do have access to get in here to tighten these screws down properly. A couple of things I'm using. Drill. It has a very specific bit size that it recommends in here, which is 17/64. So if you got one of those, awesome. If not, kind of a good little rule to follow is you can just kind of hold up your screw to the bit. I would err on the side of it being a little bit too tight, so that if anything, you're just kind of threading that screw in through the plastic, just so we don't get too big of a hole that's going to let water and stuff inside. First thing, I've already drilled pre-drilled a hole here, but I'll show you what I did. Is I kind of figured out where roughly I want to mount my plate. If you have a scratch awl or a small screwdriver, I just etched a small little kind of pilot area where I was going to drill my hole. You could also use a significantly smaller bit and just kind of pre-drill your hole there, all 4 corners, give you an idea, and then drill the proper size through. So as per the instructions, it says to pre-drill 1 hole, get your screw dropped in there, or your bolt. We're going to take our nut and washer, come in from the back side here. Be careful not to cross thread and just kind of get that started if we can. Always hard when you can't see what's going on. There we go. So it is a locking nut, so you're only going to be able to get it on a couple of turns before it kind of wants to seize up, but at least it's going to kind of hold it in the rough position where I want to drill my next hole. So I'm going to line things up here. I'm going to make a little mark in here. Got a little scratch right there, and we're going to drill our second hole. Looks good, and then we'll carry on with our third and fourth. Okay, so we tighten down the 4 screws and we're done. So really easy. Again, something to keep in mind with this particular mount is the hardware that comes with it. You're going to need to have access in to make sure you can tighten it down properly. I'm sure you could figure out a way to use some type of self-tapping or self-securing screw if you need to, but using those bolts and washers is going to be a much more secure option. Going to give you a lot of security, so you don't have to worry about that tearing out at any point. Especially when we're mounting expensive camera gear to it, we want to make sure that it's secure. A nice little feature here about the Mighty Mount here, you've got the little kind of locking tab here. So you're going to unscrew that guy, slide it all the way in, press it down, and then we're going to tighten it down. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. For more information, check out the website, frontenacoutfitters.com. As always, you can give us a call or send us an email. Thanks a lot for watching.